Hello everyone, so this is your second session for your brand project, your own brand project. So as a second session, we will create a spring, summer textile design. So to create your own textile design for spring, summer season, you will need to actually open your mood board so we can use the colors that you selected while you are making your mood board. And then also we got inspired, from the images that you put here, so it can be cohesive collection that you are developing. So meanwhile, you have the mood board the file is opened in Photoshop. You should start with the Illustrator because you will need to create your own motif in Illustrator. Okay, so because this is the Adobe class, we will not use the pictures as our print design at this time. You can do that in the future for other classes, but for this class, you will need to create your own motif with Illustrator, and then we will use Photoshop to add some background. So again, because you will need to create your own motif, let's open the new file and make sure 8.511, and it won't really matter because Photoshop will be your main file that you're gonna make as a board. This will be kind of your sketchbook to draw your textile design. So I will open the new one. And then once it is open, you will need to maybe bring your color, from the color swatches from your mood board so we can use. So I think this is my mood board, the color swatches. So I will bring this one. And then here. So how I did is I grab, so make sure this layer is selected, and then I use the move tool, and then I may bring this one here. So I bring this one, and then with the move tool, so I bring this one, and then try to bring to the Illustrator bar here, and then bring your mouse here, and then once you see the plus sign, then you can let it go. Okay, so that's how you moving your color swatches from the Photoshop. Okay, so now we will actually build our own color swatches because we will use these colors to make our textile design. So I will open swatches and then use eyedropper. Okay, eyedropper, and then I will bring this one to here. Okay, I will use eyedropper, and then I will bring this one here, and then I will eyedropper, and then I will bring the color here, and then with eyedropper click, and then I will bring here, and then click, and then bring this one. So make sure you have these five colors are selected, saved as swatches, and then we will create a motif. And the theme that I got is futuristic. So for you may have a little maybe different design theme. So it's up to you what kind of the drawing that you want to do. But I'm just showing you how I create my motif, and then create a textile design. And I wanted to introduce the one resources. So this is actually the link, the website address, is listed on the slide. So when you create a textile design, you may kind of investigate for the future design, professionals design. So I just typed here futuristic fabric, and then it shows like that, but there are a lot of more resources in this website. So vector illustrations, and then you may Google for the patterns And then you might just kind of explore the professional drawings before you go, you create your own, okay? So this is Illustrator again, and then again, you should have your swatches from Moodboard available on your swatches here. And also, because you are going to create a textile design, is going to be used for your, garment design. Think about what kind of the textile design that will be appropriate your design. So the first motif that I'm going to draw, I wanted to use this, textile design for my dress design. And also you need to make sure, you should create some kind of square shape because it might be repeated. So the file that I open here is the kind of portrait, but I will draw a rectangular shape. So actually, if you click, then you can, instead of you drag and draw your rectangle, you can actually have your own sizes. So I will do 5 inches and then 5 inches. Oops, where's the eye? And then hit OK, and then you will create a like that. Okay. So this is actually my guideline for my first textile design. So because I wanted to create a second one too in the same size, I will just copy and paste, okay? And then I will actually use layer options because the drawing that I have should be fit in here. So this will be used as a guideline. So I will add a new layer. And then whatever you're gonna draw is going to be on the layer edit. And then I will put the toggle lock so that this guideline will not move. Okay, I may zoom in now. So the one that I'm going to use first is I'm going to use gradient tool to fill the box here. And actually I can click and then use the same. Okay, so it's actually identical here. And then I will use actually gradient tool. So after I select, and then I will click the gradient, and then I will click here, okay? So I use the gradient tool, but the color that I'm going to use should be following the colors that I select from the mood board. So I will change the color of my gradient. And I also want my gradient bottom dark, and then top lighter. So I will actually change the rotation. And everything is actually possible when you double click this, and then actually you can change the angle here, and then you can adjust this here too. Anyway, so I will change the color from the black and white. Okay, and then to the colors that you got. So double click, and then these actually palette that you selected from the swatches, the mood board color is available here. So I will use light peach for the top, and then for the bottom, I wanted to use actually brown here. Okay, and then you can actually adjust the, in terms of the gradients. Okay, then I make it, and what I'm going to do is I will create a smaller square, but this time instead of the fill, I want actually no fill, no line, and then my fill should be green that I got. Oops. You need to make sure you select outside, and then Yes. Okay. So I will use actually blend tool again. So I will draw small rectangle, very small. Oh, this is a rectangle. Let's make sure. Yes. Okay, small rectangle, Control C, Control V. So I'm going to keep putting here. Okay. Actually, it doesn't need to be matched. Okay. I wanted to kind of like irregular. Okay. Then I'm going to draw a big, maybe it's too big, like this. Okay. Control C, Control V. One here, one here, one here. Oops. Actually, I'm going to move this a little bit here, and then here, here, and then here. Okay. So as you see, I have the top kind of repeated with a smaller square, and then bottom kind of repeated with a bigger one. So we use a blend tool to, so we will, actually I will use just click and then shift click, so you get these top and bottom kind of selected together. And then I will use a blend tool, you click top, bottom, okay? And if we wanted to, I may adjust size, step, specific step, and then I may reduce to 10 for this one. So I may have less here, but for this one to this one, blend tool, specific step, and then click. I may want more this time, 25, oops, 25, okay, and then click, oops. Let's do this way. You can actually do this blend tool by going object and then blend and make. Okay. So my blend tool I did for this one 25. Okay. And then I may change the location a little bit. Oops. Okay. And then I will do that again for this one. Actually, from here to here. And I wanted to use Shift key, select. And then this time, bottom. Oops. I think I click the background. So if that is what you want, you may use layers just for the bottom part. And then I want less actually. 10. Okay. And then I will keep repeating the blend tool for this one. So I actually copy and paste or reflect few of the my blend tool drawings to fill the space. And because I'm going to use this one as for my dress, it has a little bit directional, which means even it is repeated, it will not be repeated perfect, like without no direction. It's kind of direction. So this is like bottom and this is top, and it will be more likely used as a whole thing instead of small motif. So this is my first textile design, and then my second textile design will be more likely not directional, which means it can be repeated many times to fill the whole space. Okay, so to continue my second drawings, I will actually select this whole thing and then make a group, and then we move aside. Okay, so this is my first drawing, and then I will come down here to create my second drawing. So this time I will use actually no fill, and then as a stroke I wanted to, let me check whether I use everything. So I use this color, and then use this color for my pattern one. So I will use maybe these two, blue and then orange color for my textile design. So this time I will use my orange, okay, orange for the drawing, okay. And so again, this will be my kind of guideline for the textile design, and I will add layer kind of background color with this square that I copied previously to fill the space here. Sorry. Okay, I will draw some ellipse polygon tool here. Okay. I will try. So if you hold your shift key, it will make kind of the shape like this. Okay. And then, do you remember we use a transform tool to draw shape? So we will go to the distort transform, and then we will actually go to the transform. So the thing that I wanted to do is actually use the scale and then make a lot of the copy inside. So we will not change the angle this time. We might, but I wanted to make a scale smaller, getting smaller, maybe 90 horizontal, and then 90 horizontal, and then I want maybe copy of 12. Okay, and then if you don't change the angle, it will be like that. Okay, so I will maybe keep this one as this, and then I may draw a circle. No, actually I wanted to actually another polygon like this. Okay, and then I wanted to use actually this color, and then go to effect again, distort transform, and then transform, and I want maybe 12 copies, same thing, but this time I wanted to use 90 angle again too, but 90 angle, but this time I wanted to move a little bit, so slightly move. Can you see? As I change the move tool, it actually shifted one direction. Okay, so I wanted to move this one a little bit like that, and I may change this. And then what I'm going to do, is actually I'm going to fill the space with this shape a little bit with copy and paste. So I copied this one, and I wanted to make sure I use the align tool to make that one kind of. Let's see whether I can use distribution. Yeah, so I think it is better. And then actually I wanted to transform and then reflect, and then I wanted to make a horizontal copy, and then I move here. Okay, and I may do the group, this one. Okay, so now top part is grouped, the bottom part is not grouped yet. So I'm going to fill the space with more of this blue, but blue color, but I will change actually the direction a little bit for this one. So I will create a polygonal again, but I will use this blue again. Oops, I didn't know I select. Okay, so let's make sure you select outside. You may select this one. Okay, yeah. So you get the color option, and then I will draw some polygon shape. Not the same as this one, maybe a little bit smaller. And then I will use transform tool again. Yes. Go to transform. And then this time it'll be the 90 again. And then 90 again. And instead of 12, actually, because it's smaller, I will want 8. And then I will move a little bit to the left side this time. Oops. Okay. So, when you do this one, you may remember how much you put the inches. So you may use same distance. So I may write down here. It's going to be actually 0.027. 0.027. Okay, 8 copies. Okay, and then Control B. Oops. And then you may do the transform. Reflect. You will not vertically. I think it will go copy. Oops, what did I copy? Okay, so I will make sure this one is selected. Transform. Reflect. Vertical copy. Yes. And then this should be that angle. If you want different angle, actually you may need to transform. I mean, not the transform, but you might need to draw the same rectangle and then do the same transform effects. Okay, and so let's make sure how this will be repeated. To see how this will be repeated, you can actually select whole thing, and then you can bring this one. Oops, you can bring this one to the swatches. Okay, and then after you make a swatches, double click, then it actually shows you if this is repeated, it will look like that. Okay, so you can actually change if we want different brick by brick, brick by row, or none, or something. Okay, so you can actually change this. I will actually change it back to the grid here. Okay, Control Z. Okay, so this is my second textile design that I got inspired from my first one. And for the background color, I will actually put the light peach color here. So I mean, you can use, actually I can put the top. Yes. So top locked, so I will not change any drawing here, but actually I think I can make, for this one I can fill the space, so no line. Actually not, I don't want line, but for fill I want this. Okay, yes, because if you have a lines, it will be showing on your repeat. So that's why I didn't have the stroke line colored. So you need to save as this one, brand 2 SS textile, and then you will need to submit this one as one of the file, because you will need to submit 2 files. One is going to be Illustrator file, and then the other one is going to be the Photoshop file that has some background. So that way I can check whether this drawing is done by you, not you just use the any graphic image drawings from the website. Okay, so this is one of the files that you will need to submit, and then we will move on to the Photoshop to create your textile design board. Okay, so now I'm opening the new file here again, and make sure you use the same orientation with your mood board. So if your mood board is portrait, then you should have a same portrait. And if you decide to use a landscape format orientations, then this board should be orientation. Again, do not mix portrait and landscape orientation for your collection. You should be consistent in terms of using the same orientation. Okay, so actually because I opened this new board, I can actually copy some of the things. Instead, for example, I wanted to bring these color swatches for my textile design, and also I wanted to, let's see, where is my logo? This one. So I wanted to bring my logo for my textile design board too. And then you might bring some, the backgrounds, images for your textile design. It's up to you, but this time I will just use this only, and then I will create actually color some background images with my own drawings in Photoshop. Okay, so make sure, let's save, and then spring summer textile design. And then this time you should have a Photoshop file, not anything else. And then you need to make sure you save to the correct place. So I moved one drawing here already, and then I will move my second textile design from Illustrator, grab, and then release here. And then I will do the right click and then rasterize layer. And my drawings are a little bit big to my board, so I will select, and then with the Shift key, Control T with frame transform, and then hold your Shift key so you will not change your ratio. And then same thing for this layer, Control T, free transform, hold your Shift key, okay, to this. And then, oops, enter once you like the size, and then I will make some adjustment. And then if you wanted to use some sort of guideline in terms of the placement, you can use go to view, and then you can use ruler, okay? Also, you can use grid, to see how much space you put there. It should be all balanced, something like that. So these are the, options that you can use as a guideline. And then make sure you have the smart guide selected. That way, when they it kind of shows the pink line that gives you some guideline in terms of the relative placement relative to other drawing that you have. And I will remove. Okay. You may fill the space here and here with the repeated the pattern. So for example, you may use this Illustrator to make repeated one and then bring here, or you may add some images from the mood board again to as a background images. For my case, actually, I will draw some kind of square box here and then kind of divide the space a little bit. So make sure you select the correct layer. You might use the color swatch layer to draw a box or background. So I may use, actually, let me use the background colors Actually, you may have the background color too for your color textile design board. And then this time I will use the rectangular marquee tool to draw a box. So about middle point here and then here, and then I will use a little bit of the gray color. So I mean, it can be from your color, or I think you can use the color that you think it can enhance, your own drawing. I may do that to the new layer. So I can apply new layer. And then I may do that on my new layer so I can reduce the opacity a little bit. Okay. Okay. And then Control D as a deselect. So, and also I brought the text that I use for my mood board here too. And then again, if you want to use some layer effects, double click, and then you may do the drop shadow, or like I showed the gradient overlay, you might do that. Okay, so drop shadow, I may try to do a little bit, not too much. Okay, so it's going to be 37, 10, 18 as an option, and then you might do that for other drawings. So drop shadow, and then a little bit. Okay, so yeah, for now I think I'm done with my textile design. Again, this should be I may bring this one all the way up. Okay, so it shows here hidden by the shadow that is from the textile design. Anyway, so you can change the layers in terms of the arrangement from by moving here. And then you will need to make sure save to brand tools, spring summer textile design PSD. And again, you will need to submit two files. One is going to be Illustrator file that has all the drawings that you have. And then you should have your textile design board that has some sort of the layout design. Okay, so that's all for today. And again, I will see you Monday, and we will have a Zoom meeting on Monday and then no meeting on Wednesday.